Hi, I'm Dr. Patty Barch, the owner of Naturally Unbridled Wellness Holistic Therapy Center in Onalaska, Wisconsin. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the liver and gallbladder and a great way for you to detox them both. So I'm going to give you some of the tips from an article I wrote in 2016 called Gallbladders Matter. And I know a lot of people watching this video are like, what do you mean they matter? I don't have my gallbladder anymore. Don't worry about that. I'm going to kind of fill you in. So let's kind of just do a little basic history of the liver and gallbladder, and then I'll talk to you about how you can cleanse them. So the liver is the largest organ within the body, and it's responsible for many biological components in the body, biochemical reactions, etc. There's hormone conjugation that happens in the liver. It plays a huge role in digestion, and then also one of its primary roles is filtration. It's going to help to take toxins and things that your body no longer needs, take those out of the blood, break them down or store them, and then excrete them through the gallbladder, the bile duct, into the intestines, and then they can be excreted. So the liver is a really, really important organ. And so the gallbladder is really kind of this cool little vessel that attaches to the liver, and its job is to store and secrete bile. Bile is a chemical that your body makes to emulsify fat, right? So you know fat floats. So if you just eat fat, it's going to float on top of your stomach contents. And then what happens is your stomach sends a message to your brain, and your brain sends a message to your gallbladder, and your gallbladder is supposed to send bile to your stomach so that fat that's floating on top of your stomach contents can get emulsified, meaning it mixes in with the water content that's in there and can then be digested, broken down, and then move along into the intestines. So some problems can happen to the gallbladder. So of course, everyone has heard of gallstones, and gallstones are these little calcifications. They have a lot of cholesterol in them, actually, and they block up and take up space in the gallbladder. So if they're taking up space in the gallbladder, your gallbladder's bile storage capacity is reduced, and then sometimes they can actually block the pathway out of the gallbladder, and then you can't pass any bile, or can only pass a little bit of bile, or maybe insufficient amount of bile, and you're not digesting fats properly. So signs of gallbladder dysfunction. So sometimes you can have a little bit of discomfort under the right rib cage. That's where the gallbladder lives. So that can be one where you kind of feel like a little twingy there, achy there. But sometimes people with gallbladder dysfunction have pain other places in their body because it actually radiates. So it can actually move kind of across the diaphragm, and you can actually feel some pain in the left side, definitely in the back, and especially between the shoulder blades. Those are really common places for people to have tension when their body's sending out a message that the gallbladder isn't functioning properly. Other issues can be right-sided headaches. Sometimes, again, left-sided headaches. The gallbladder meridian in acupuncture, comes up kind of that way over the head. And like gallbladder headache can often feel like your eyeball is going to shoot out of your head and bang against the wall on the other side of the room because you just kind of have that pressure there. And that's the gallbladder meridian kind of screaming at you. Other symptoms can be greasy foods go right through you, right? So every time you have Chinese food, you get wicked diarrhea. And that can be because you're either not passing enough bile because of blockages, or sometimes you can have gallbladder spasms all kind of like tightened up on you, and it can't relax enough to hold enough bile, and then the bile can't come out into the digestive tract, digest the fat, etc. Occasionally you'll have pale colored stools or yellow flecks in the stool. Those are some of the signs of gallbladder dysfunction. Also, belching can be gallbladder dysfunction, especially after even things like drinking water. Let's see what else. Oh, pain in the right shoulder. That's another thing. So check out the Gallbladders Matter. If you go to naturallyunbridled.com, go to the articles, page and then just type in gallbladder, and that'll be one of the top things that'll come up for you. You can keep that article. So now let's talk about detoxing the liver and gallbladder. So we have been using this liver gallbladder detox for specific cases for people who really just need to detox those organs. Many people actually benefit from whole body systemic detoxification and restoration, which I have a program that there will be another video on called RCCP, or Restoring Cellular Communications Pathways, and that's a more comprehensive program. This program is very specific for the liver and gallbladder. Oh, a couple other things I wanted to mention about liver and gallbladder. So in Chinese medicine, the emotion of the liver is anger. So an angry drunk, for example. So sometimes people come in, they're just like, God, I'm so angry. I just yell at my kids all the time. Like, well, maybe we need to do a little liver detox. And then gallbladder, the emotions of the gallbladder are resentment. And I've had clients who are having difficult time in their marriage that get woken up in the middle of the night with an extreme gallbladder attack. And there's some resentment going on. So here's the thing, when it comes to the medical model, they don't ever fix gallbladders. They don't have any drugs on the market to fix your gallbladder. They basically say, well, wait till it gets bad enough to take it out. What happens when they take out your gallbladder? Remember, it's a little vessel. It's supposed to hold on to bile for you. And then when you eat fat, it's supposed to put the bile in your stomach. So if you don't have a gallbladder, what you have is a slow drip. Drip, 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 all day long, all night long. Bile just drips in there. So if you do have a greasy meal ever again after not having a gallbladder, you won't have enough bile because there's no storage to appropriately digest those fats, and you're going to end up with a bathroom emergency. So when people come in here, if they're telling me that they have some of these symptoms of gallbladder and liver dysfunction, then I'm like, well, let's fix it before you end up in the hospital and having your gallbladder taken out, because that's what they do. Many times there are people who will go in because they're having like serious gallbladder symptoms. They go in and they have a scan done and there's no gallstones in there. So they say your gallbladder's fine, but it's only functioning at 30%. So we're going to take it out. That means it's like in the spasm. It's not like relaxing to hold more bile and then release it when it can. But then I think, isn't 30% functioning better than 0% functioning? Because how much can it function when it's gone? We go back to the slow drip, drip, drip. So our goal is to, if there are gallstones, to use herbs like Chankapidra, hydrangea to help the gallbladder to dissolve stones. And then also we have a liver detox cleanse from Quicksilver. It's called PushCatch. It comes in a little kit. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to walk you through. It's a very simple program. It takes 20 days. So this is called liver sauce, and this is a liquid, and you take a teaspoon first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. You take a teaspoon, you hold it under your tongue for a minute or two. It is a little bit tingly. I've been doing this cleanse just to check it out so everybody can have the same experiences I've been having. So it is a little tingly. You hold it in your mouth for about 20 seconds. You swallow it. It's not as gross as Robitussin. It's not delicious, but it's over quickly. Okay, that's the push. The liver sauce is the push part of the PushCatch cleanse. So once you take the liver sauce and you wait half an hour and then you come back, the liver sauce is the push. It's pushing the toxins out of the liver, okay? And then you come back and you open up your box of Ultra Binder. This is the catch. So you mobilize toxins. You don't want them to be free, right? You want them to get bound up and removed out of the body. So the Ultra Binder is the catch form or portion of the PushCatch. And there are 20 packets in here. They're packets of charcoal and bentonite clay. There's some aloe vera in here, another ingredient or two, to bind up the toxins that are excreted from the liver and then excrete them from the body through the stool. So a heads up on the PushCatch that your stool will be black which is fine. It's the charcoal. If you Google black stool, you'll think you're dying. You're not. It's just the charcoal. Occasionally, some people don't do good enough with hydration, maybe fiber intake. They may have some constipation issues doing the PushCatch from the catch side of things. If that's the case, you can take some additional colon support, either fiber capsules, a colon clear capsule, or even magnesium citrate, just to help keep things moving while you're doing this program. Most people don't have a problem, but some people do. So that's a little bit of education about the liver and gallbladder and the PushCatch cleanse with the liver sauce and the ultra binder. Please use our contact us page at naturallyunbridled.com if you have any questions, and we ship nationwide. Okay, thank you. Have a healthy day.